Knockout legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So this is the post-fight review of Big Bang Zhang versus Joe the Juggernaut 2. So this is for the WBO interim title, and it's to give the winner, whoever wins, the chance to be mandatory for, I think, Usyk's belt. So with no further ado, so the first round, Joyce and Zhang are in the ring, and basically Joyce is circling to his left and throwing out the jab, and he's just using it as a rangefinder. Both men are, it's a battle of the jabs basically. So what's going on is Zhang is throwing his jab and touching Joyce's, because he knows Joyce is using it as a rangefinder, and as Joyce is circling, he's covering his right eye and protecting his eye. So the round just ends with the battle of feeling out process and each man trying to establish the jab. Joyce is just circling. He's a lot heavier, you can see it, but he's moving, and it's the right idea. He's got the right idea. Zhang is just touching that jab, keeping it in distance so he can see where Joyce is, and he's keeping it counter attacking style at the moment while Joyce is circling. The action, you can tell that it's threatening to start, but nothing actually happens as of yet. Then Zhang will throw a left and feint and move. So the round ends with both men trying to establish a jab. Zhang's using it more defensively, whereas Joyce is using it more offensively, but he is moving. If he'd have done this in the first fight, maybe the first fight would be different. Anyway, going into the second round, it starts off the same, but there's a difference. Midway through the second round, Zhang throws a left and he catches Joyce. Joyce is moving, covering up, moves his head, but a couple of the lefts sneak in. But Zhang changes the way he throws the left. He doesn't throw them in those raiding pot shots. He throws looping lefts, and he goes to the body as well. So Joyce is staying out of the way, and at some points Joyce does get hit and feels the power of Zhang. So he respects it, and you can tell, because he still moves away. Coming to the end of the second round, Joyce stops circling and tries to attack with the right, and he sort of reverts back to how he normally fights, and he has a little bit of success, but coming out he gets caught by Zhang. So going into the third round, we see Joyce still trying to employ the jab and circling, but moving in and out as well while he's doing that. Zhang's having a lot more success and throws more than one shot, and the shots are telling because they're hitting the target. Now it's similar to the first fight, but Joyce is covering up, but shots do get through. And then midway through that round, we see Zhang throw with more authority, and he throws some lovely combinations. And that left hand, bam, it hits Zhang, it hits Joyce and knocks him down in his tracks. Joyce drops to the ground like a bag of potatoes, and then the referee starts counting as he tries to get up. You can tell if it had been a little bit lighter, he may have got up and beat the count. He may actually have had a chance to see if that shot would actually connect or catch him, but he doesn't make the count, and Zhang wins. in emphatic style. Now, initially, I picked Joyce to win the fight because I thought he'd made the adjustments to rectify the situation. And I watched Ade and G-Man boxing, and they were talking about who they would pick for the fight, and because Joyce had come in so heavy, they reckon that basically he shot himself in the foot. Now, because I'd already picked who I'd picked, and I'd stuck with who I'd picked, I was going to do a video on this, and I was going to change my mind, but obviously, once you've picked what you've picked. So I stand corrected, I was wrong. I got it wrong, even though he's a fellow Brit and I wanted him to win. I'll be honest, it was probably a little bit of bias on my part, but oh well, I got it wrong. So Zhang moves on, and hopefully at some point can contest for the WBO heavyweight title, or Joyce moves backwards and has to readdress his career and possibly think about whether it's time to retire. Now, I don't think he will retire, but it's going to look very, very hard to actually win a heavyweight title after a knockdown and a defeat so bad as that, because it's not the manner of the loss, it's how quick he was defeated and how easy it was. And he made it look easy because in the first fight he at least was trying and having some success, but the eye gave out. So in the first fight, even though Zhang had the success and stopped him, the fact that Joyce came in heavier, too heavy to be honest, negated the purpose of what he needed to do to win the fight. So the tactics was completely wrong, as opposed to the first fight, even though he was lighter. But anyway, he dared to be great, and he tried. That's all you can ask in heavyweight boxing. So I think Zhang goes forward to 26-1, and with 21 knockouts, and Joyce goes to 15-2, two losses to the same guy. One's a technical knockout and one's a knockout. So got a feel for Joyce here. It's going to be really hard to rebuild and get back, but this is what boxing's about. This is the fight game, and he dared to be great. And to be fair, I give him his dues, because at least he's fighting credible opponents and he's fighting people that we want to see, and he's giving the public and the boxing fans what we want to see: credible fights with credible opponents. So anyway, what are your thoughts on the fight, and when did you think Zhang would stop Joyce? So leave your thoughts in the comment section, like, comment and subscribe, and that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.